Hello, and welcome to this FinGraphs podcast on Dukascopy TV. We're going to talk about cryptos today and wonder if we're in an intermediate correction or if we have entered a bear market. We will still start with the investor's view of Bitcoin. So the investor's view is a combination of a weekly graph for the perspective over the next few quarters, a daily graph for the perspective over the next few months, and an hourly graph for the perspective over the next few weeks. As you can see for now, the weekly graph is still in an uptrend. We've had a very strong correction last year. We are suffering a new one at the moment. What we could see is that we're approaching the lower end of a larger envelope. We believe this could probably lead to some support over the next few weeks, perhaps a couple of months, and perhaps the possibility to rebound or to eventually retest up. Theoretically, the uptrend is still in place, as you can see from the bull signal that we have here. That said, when we look at the daily graph, we are in an impulsive move down. We recently went through the support of our corrective targets to the downside. And on the hourly graph, it seems rather oversold at the moment, which asks the question, do we have a buy the dips opportunity? We're going to look at these two charts more in detail, as well as the ones of Ethereum. So first, let's look at the daily graph of Bitcoin, which has just went through 40. At 39 was the support of our corrective targets to the downside. Once we have made it below it, we have to envisage the possibility of a deeper correction, which gives us quite scary targets towards the low 20,000s and possibly down to 8,000s. That would be a very, very strong bear market. We believe it's a bit premature to come to these conclusions. We just went through the support and we can see the risk index is entering the oversold zone. So over the next few weeks, we would at least expect some kind of a rebound back up, possibly towards mid-late February in first instance. Looking at Ethereum, we have a similar picture. The support was around 2,700 and we did break below it. We could see that did open the door to lower targets, possibly down to 1,300, perhaps below. But here also, we think that we are at least in an intermediate situation oversold. As we can see, the risk index is getting into the green here. So also here, we expect some stabilization over the next few weeks and possibly a rebound, perhaps a retest up situation into mid-late February in first instance. Now, scoping to the hourlies, what we can see about Bitcoin is that we've had a very strong leg down over the last few weeks, and we're getting towards the point where our impulsive targets to the downside are getting exhausted, our envelopes are touching each other, and the risk index is also getting oversold. Similarly, on Ethereum, also here, targets have been achieved, envelopes are touching each other, and the risk index is in the oversold zone. Does it seem quite finished yet? Possibly not. There's probably another few days. And we can see that from the 60-minute chart, which is also in a downtrend, which also had its envelopes touching each other, which is also well in the oversold zone, and which is reaching our extended impulsive 2 targets to the downside. So this is the one on Bitcoin, which gives us an ultimate medium-term target, meaning over the next week or so, 32,000, which would be a very exaggerated sell-off and possibly an opportunity to buy rebound or a buy the dips opportunity. Similarly, we look at Ethereum, a very similar situation, also the risk index very oversold. And here we have the lower end of these targets around 2,050. So also here a very extended target, which we're possibly reaching over the next few days. So to summarize, it's hard to say if the long-term uptrend on Bitcoin or Ethereum is finished. We've had a very, very strong correction. We're getting towards the point where we could see some support. And if it is to react, it possibly will be around these levels. And the possibility of a new uptrend and new highs is still feasible over the next few quarters. Dailies are a bit concerning. They did break through corrective targets. So that opens the door to lower targets over the next few months. But as we have seen from the hourlies and the 60 minutes, at the moment, we're getting towards a point where we quite exaggerated to the downside. So we believe that over the next few days, there's probably an opportunity to at least play a rebound and possibly a resume uptrend situation. We wish you a very good week of trading. Thank you very much.